It was January 4th, 1990. I boarded a plane to leave the country. But I had voices in my head that said, "Don't go. Peace Corps? What's that?" Little black girls who were poor from Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, daddy was a vice lord and mother was a maid. Do not join Peace Corps. You need to stay here. We have enough problems in America. Work here. But then there were other voices. There was Miss Kent, my grammar school teacher, and there was Congressman Mickey Leland from Texas. Young lady, whatever you need, let us know. Go. I listened. And we flew from the United States to Europe and from Europe to Sierra Leone. 16 hours later, the plane landed. And the first thing that hit me was humidity. The tropics were truly the tropics. It was hot, I couldn't breathe, and something was strange. Deep down inside, I knew. The strange thing was that I was changing already. I was 23 years old. And you know, in social work, we talk about the brain is not fully developed until you're around 25. Well, I moved into the eastern province of Sierra Leone in a town called Kinema. This was the diamond mining area of Sierra Leone. Precious minerals, timber, everything. And if it sounds familiar, have you heard of the movie Blood Diamonds? That's that area. I lived in a village called Pai. Pai is spelled K-P-A-I. It was a Mende village, Muslims, and I was the only Christian. And I got to tell you, I had the best Christmas ever in this village. They gave me a bushel of bananas and a live chicken and some cola nuts. I lived in a thatch roof hut made out of mud, no running water, no electricity. Used an outhouse or a latrine and took bucket baths every morning. Mind you, my main mode of transportation was my Trek mountain bike. I biked 16 to 22 miles a day, going to the clinic, to the hospital, going to get food. I worked with a vaccinator and a nurse, and we did a mass vaccination campaign in 14 villages where we vaccinated women of childbearing age and children, tetanus, measles, polio, things we've eradicated in America. We were still battling there. We also educated the midwives on how do you sterilize equipment preparing for childbirth. I got to tell you, even with all of that work going on, I struggled. Often referred to yoga to get me through because I was like, should I be home? Should I be working? Should I be here? A year and 6 months in, I was like, I got it. I got this, and I have 6 more months to build a clinic. I'm ready. I got this. Then it happened. One day in the village, a white van backed up into the village, into the center of the village. And on the side, it said care. And I knew the care van was Habib's van, Indian friend. And he got out. He said, "Hey, Phyllis." I said, "Hi." Habib looked at me, and I stared at him. And he said, yes. And I said, yes, what? He said, oh. I said, I got it. How many minutes do I have? He said, you have 10 minutes to pack all the clothes you want, and we'll get the rest later. The warhead came. The dreaded day when the rebels infiltrated that area. And Mama Lucy, my play mother there, said, Adamo, where are you going? And I said, Mama Lucy, I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 days. I'll be back in 2 days. She said, oh, okay. Well, 2 days turned into 16 years. And I did return in 2006. And they remembered me. Those who lived remembered me. Peace Corps gave me the opportunity to live in Sierra Leone, in the village of Pi. And it transformed my life in ways I can never imagine. I'm still changing 28 years later. I'll never be the same had I not taken that step. There is something that you get when you decide to do something that's way out of the ordinary. I call it a virus. And that virus is this contagious spirit, this mad love for humanity. And that's what we do here at GSU. We have a mad love for humanity. That's why we express ourselves globally and locally. Amy and I have had the privilege of traveling to Nicaragua with our students in the trenches, digging water wells, ways to get the running water in the villages. We've had the opportunity, hygiene units, and fixing them up, just working with families side by side, people we don't even know. And my Spanish is really bad. But they understand the human spirit. And our students come back and like, our lives have never been the same. We have to do more. It's like, no problem, let's do more. Because we need clean water even in Flint, Michigan. Right? So we took the entire health class to Flint, Michigan to give out water, to interview the people of Flint, and to stand with them, to say, every human being should have access to clean water. Well, locally, we know that Black lives matter. Hands up, don't shoot. Why do we do this? We do this because we know we're frustrated and we must do. When you talk about self-care and true leadership, leadership is born out of expression of that thing that you know you must act upon. That's when your leadership is shaped. You are taking care of yourself when you act. It's called learned helpfulness. That's why we speak out and boldly when our same gender-loving family members are oppressed or ostracized. They're family. And that's why we say it's unacceptable. And we will march anytime you try to separate our immigrant family members from their loved ones. It is unacceptable. At GSU, we know 100% social activism combined with learning will change the world. I dare you. I dare you to just take one volunteer experience. You know what's going to happen, right? You're going to get the virus. And the virus is contagious. And we're all going to have mad love for humanity together. Thank you.